Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, the show that dives deep into the fascinating corners of our world. Today, we're stepping into the shadows. From the fog-shrouded alleys of Victorian London to the vast, silent expanse of the Pacific Ocean, some stories just don't have an ending. We're talking about unsolved mysteries. They are the ghost stories of history, the loose threads in the fabric of our collective narrative. But what is it about these enigmas, the disappearances without a trace, the crimes without a culprit, the riddles without a solution, that holds such a powerful and enduring grip on our imagination? It's more than just simple curiosity. The answer lies not just in the sensational details of the cases themselves, but deep within the intricate wiring of our own minds. We are, by nature, storytellers and problem solvers. And an unsolved mystery is the ultimate unfinished story, the ultimate puzzle box. It challenges us, haunts us, and in doing so reveals a great deal about ourselves. So today, let's explore the enduring allure of the unfinished tale and why we just can't let these mysteries go. So where does this obsession begin? Well, a huge part of it comes down to how our brains are wired. The human brain fundamentally craves order and understanding. We look for patterns, we need explanations, and most of all, we need endings. Psychologists call this the need for cognitive closure, and it's probably the biggest reason why these cold cases get stuck in our heads. When a story is left hanging, it creates this mental tension, a nagging feeling that our minds are desperate to resolve. This is something called the Zeigarnik effect. It's a principle that suggests we remember unfinished or interrupted tasks way better than the ones we've completed. An unsolved mystery is the ultimate interrupted task. It leaves us with this lingering sense of unease and a persistent urge to fill in the missing pieces. Think about the most infamous case of them all, Jack the Ripper. Back in 1888, this shadowy figure terrorized the Whitechapel district of London, brutally murdering at least 5 women. The killer's gruesome methods and his taunting letters to the police created a media frenzy and citywide panic. But despite a massive investigation and countless suspects, the Ripper's true identity was never confirmed. He just vanished from the historical record. It's this abrupt and total lack of resolution that has cemented the case in the annals of true crime. The absence of an answer has created a vacuum, and for over a century, amateur detectives, historians, and authors have rushed to fill it, each proposing their own theories and suspects. The story of Jack the Ripper isn't just about the horrific crimes. It's about our unending collective effort to finish a story that was never concluded. Or what about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart? In 1937, during her attempt to fly around the globe, the pioneering aviator and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the Pacific Ocean. All that was left were a few cryptic radio transmissions. Did they crash and sink? Were they captured? Did they survive as castaways on some uninhabited island? The fact that we don't have a definitive answer keeps the mystery alive. It fuels documentaries, books, and even new search expeditions decades later. Every new so-called clue or theory offers this tantalizing, even if fleeting, promise of the closure we all subconsciously crave. But it's not just about needing an ending. There's also a thrill to it, isn't there? Unsolved mysteries are real-life puzzles, and engaging with them can be an incredibly stimulating intellectual exercise. When we dive into a cold case, we get to become armchair detectives. We can sift through evidence, scrutinize timelines, and form our own hypotheses, all from a safe distance. This process actually activates our brain's reward system. The act of seeking information and trying to connect those disparate dots releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter that makes us feel pleasure and motivation. It's literally rewarding to play detective. No case illustrates this better than that of the Zodiac Killer. This enigmatic serial murderer terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. What set the Zodiac apart was his direct engagement with the public and the police. He sent a series of taunting letters and complex ciphers to newspapers. He wasn't just a killer, he was a game master, and the entire Bay Area was his unwilling audience. Those ciphers, some of which remain unsolved to this day, are a direct challenge to our problem-solving abilities. The ongoing efforts by both law enforcement and amateur cryptographers to crack these codes are a perfect example of our inherent desire to solve a puzzle, to bring order to the chaos that Killer created. Another fantastic example is the daredevil skyjacker, known as D.B. Cooper. In 1971, a man using this alias hijacked a Boeing 727, extorted a $200,000 ransom, and then parachuted from the plane over the rugged terrain of the Pacific Northwest, never to be seen again. The FBI officially closed the case in 2016, but that hasn't stopped anyone. The mystery only deepened when a small portion of the ransom money was found by a kid on a riverbank in 1980. The case is this perfect cocktail of audacity, mystery, and a tantalizingly small number of clues, making it an irresistible puzzle for anyone who dreams of solving the seemingly unsolvable. Of course, we have to talk about the darker side of this fascination. From an evolutionary perspective, our interest in crime and danger might be a deeply ingrained survival mechanism. Learning about threatening situations, the motives of criminals, and the vulnerabilities of victims could be a way for us to better understand and avoid potential dangers in our own lives. For instance, some studies suggest that true crime, especially stories with female victims, tends to attract a large female audience because it might provide subconscious insights into self-defense and threat recognition. Unsolved mysteries allow us to explore the darkest corners of human nature from a controlled and safe environment. We get to experience the adrenaline rush and the fear associated with these horrific events without any actual personal risk. It's what psychologists have termed benign masochism, enjoying negative experiences in a safe context. It's the same impulse that makes us ride roller coasters or watch horror movies. A truly chilling example of this is the 1947 murder of Elizabeth Short, posthumously nicknamed the Black Dahlia. She was an aspiring actress whose bisected body was found in a Los Angeles lot. The sheer brutality of the crime shocked the nation. Despite numerous confessions and a very long list of suspects, her killer was never brought to justice. The case's horrific details tap into our deepest fears about violence and the dark side of ambition. But because it's unresolved, it allows us to engage with these fears as a contained narrative, a story we can analyze from afar. And in our modern, digital age, this process has become a group activity. The communal aspect of solving mysteries has been amplified like never before. The internet has become a global hub for amateur sleuths, with countless forums, subreddits, and podcasts dedicated to dissecting cold cases. This fosters a real sense of collective problem-solving and community, bonding people from all over the world through a shared passion for finding the truth. Podcasts and documentary series like Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries have not only reignited interest in long-dormant cases, but have also created these vibrant fan communities. These platforms allow for a level of engagement that was previously impossible. Listeners and viewers can share theories, pore over evidence, and sometimes they even contribute new leads that help the real investigation. There are instances where this collective attention has led to actual breaks in cases, further blurring the line between just being a member of the audience and being an active participant. But this isn't a new phenomenon. Think about one of America's oldest mysteries, the lost colony of Roanoke. In 1590, when Governor John White returned to the Roanoke Island settlement, he found it completely deserted. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan carved into a post. The fate of more than 100 colonists has been a subject of debate and speculation for centuries. Was it a massacre? Did they assimilate with a local tribe? Did they try to relocate and meet with disaster? The story has become a part of American folklore, a foundational mystery that continues to be explored and debated, creating a shared historical and cultural touchstone. But not all enduring mysteries are born of crime. Some of the most captivating are those that seem to defy logical explanation, hinting at forces that might be beyond our comprehension. These are the stories that blur the lines between history, folklore, and the paranormal. The tale of the Mary Celeste is a classic. In 1872, this merchant ship was discovered adrift and deserted in the Atlantic Ocean. The strange part? The ship was in perfectly seaworthy condition, its cargo of industrial alcohol was untouched, and there were plenty of provisions. Yet, the entire crew, along with the captain's wife and daughter, were gone. The ship's lifeboat was missing, which suggests an orderly evacuation, but why would they abandon a perfectly sound ship? It remains a profound mystery. Theories have ranged from piracy and mutiny to sea monsters and even alien abduction. The story's power lies in its utter inexplicability. There's a complete absence of a rational motive for the crew's disappearance. Then there's the Dyatlov Pass incident of 1959, which continues to haunt and fascinate people. 9 experienced hikers were found dead in the Ural Mountains under extremely bizarre circumstances. Their tent had been cut open from the inside, and they had fled into the sub-zero temperatures, some without proper clothing or shoes. Even stranger, several of the bodies had sustained horrific internal injuries, but there were no external signs of a struggle. The official Soviet investigation concluded that a compelling natural force was to blame, a deliberately vague explanation that has only fueled speculation about everything from a secret military weapons test to an avalanche or even a Yeti attack. Ultimately, the power of any story lies in its ability to engage us, to make us think and feel. An unsolved mystery does this with an intensity that's hard to match. It is a story that refuses to end, a question that echoes through the decades, demanding an answer we may never have. These narratives challenge our deep-seated desire for order, they stimulate our intellect, and they allow us to safely explore the darkest aspects of the human experience. They are a powerful reminder that for all our advancements in science and technology, the world still holds pockets of the unknown. The true identities of Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac Killer, the final fates of Amelia Earhart and the crew of the Mary Celeste, these aren't just cold cases anymore. They are modern myths. They are the stories we tell ourselves to confront the unsettling reality that some questions, no matter how desperately we want them answered, are destined to remain mysteries. And maybe, just maybe, it's in that very uncertainty that we find their unending power to capture our imagination. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online. Join us next time as we uncover another fascinating story. Until then, stay curious.